Jolene, Chris, and Lucy. How are you guys doing? All your mics are off, so you gotta turn off your mic to say something.
Hello.
Hi, Lucy.
Hello.
Hi, Jolene.
Uh,
Hi, Chris. Okay, so you guys are here with Zooming with me. What's up? What do you want to hear? What can I tell you?
How are the science programs at Springfield?
Okay. All right, so you guys are interested in coming in Springfield, the biology chemistry department. The biology chemistry department is, as the name implied, a joint department, both biology and chemistry. At Springfield College, we offer the biology major, sports biology major, and environmental science. We don't have a chemistry major, but we do have a chemistry minor. Okay, and you can also have a minor in biology, sports biology, or environmental science. Okay, it's just we don't offer a major in chemistry, right? Just in biology, sports biology, and environmental science. The biology major is your typical biology major that you would get from any school. We study the mechanisms of life, all forms of life, plant, bacteria, fungi, animal, right? So the biology major is broader in that it encompasses plants, and you do take ecology, plant biology as part of that requirement. The sports biology major is more similar to what other schools would call human biology, where you focus in on just animal systems and you ignore the plants. Okay, and then of course, environmental science is the science of the environment. So it's not environmental studies, right? Environmental studies is more like a sociology type of major, right? Whereas environmental science is the actual science. You have to understand geology, you have to understand earth science, et cetera, to better understand and delineate things like climate change. Okay, so those are the majors that we offer in our department. The biology major is suitable for secondary school teaching. All students that want to teach biology or chemistry at the high school level or grade school level have to major in their field. Okay, so all those K through 12 teachers have to major in the field that they're going to teach. So if you're going to teach biology, you got to major in biology. And also, you have to go through the education department and learn all the pedagogical courses, all the courses that teach you how to teach. Okay, so students that want to teach K through 12 are basically double majors because they have to major in their field and also major in education so that they can teach. And at the end of that, they have to take a qualifying exam, the MTEL, and then within 7 years, they have to get a master's, either in education or in their field that they teach. Okay, so that's one thing the biology major, any of these majors, is usable for, is K through 12 teaching. If you want to go into industry research, then it's any of those major. It depends on your interest, right? If you're interested in pharmaceuticals, for example, you probably want to do sports biology because that's more focused on the human condition. You learn how human anatomy and physiology works and the molecular basis of all that, so that it can design drugs for pharmaceuticals. Um, if you want to study climate change or any aspect of the environment and ecology, then you go into environmental science. Um, And if you want to go into industry to do research, genetic engineering, genome editing, any of that, graduate school, any of that. It depends on what your interest is, but any of those majors will work. So that's the broad strokes of the majors that we offer. Let's see, what else can I tell you? Springfield College has a lot of professional programs, physician assistant, occupational therapy, physical therapy. All the students in those programs take pretty much the same courses as the biology or sports biology major, more sports biology majors, because all those programs require basic biology, general chemistry, organic chemistry, and some higher biology electives, and all that is offered through our department. So there's a lot of back and forth between our majors and these programs, because these programs accept students in as freshmen, and they have for example, the PA program. The PA program is a 6-year program, right? They're physician assistants, and they come into Springfield College as freshmen, accepted into the PA program. And the PA program has a certain number of seats because in the professional phase, these students have to do internships, clinical internships, and the number of internships are limited. So the class size for the PA program is limited, right? So the PA program admits in freshmen, 40 or so students, and that's their cohort for the next 6 years. They're going to progress through the program. Okay, it's very hard to get into the PA program as a junior or a senior or something, because that program is already full, right? There's only space if somebody drops out of the program. Then there's a hole. Then yes, they might accept you, but it's difficult to do that. Does that make sense? Am I clear?
Yeah, that sounded good.
So that's the basic idea. But as they're progressing through the program, they're taking bioscience, which is the basic biology class that all our freshmen take. They're taking general chemistry, and then the sophomore year they're taking organic chemistry, human anatomy, physiology. So the courses required by those programs and required by our major, the biology or sports biology major, are very similar. So they're the students in our major and the students in these programs are in the same classes, at least in the first couple of years. And then if somebody does fail out of the PA program, there's an opening, then some of our biology or sports biology major can apply for that slot, right? And if they're good students, they'll get in. So that's what I mean by there's back and forth between those programs and ours. Because if a student doesn't do well in the PA program and now is removed from it, well, since that student has taken a lot of the classes towards our major already, it's easiest for that student to become a biology major, right? Because he or she has already taken these classes towards the major. So that's what I mean by this back and forth between those programs and our majors. Yeah, so obviously biology is great for all the health sciences, and that's why we're tied to these programs. But it's also suitable for nursing, which we don't offer. Obviously, also good for medical school and any allied health field, really. Yeah, so that's the gist of our program. I can share my screen, I think. Oh yeah, I can share screen. Hang on, let me see if I can find something to show you. Okay, let me just find the stuff first before I share screen. I thought I just had this stuff open, but no, maybe not. Okay, let me just find something. So ask me questions. So I'm looking at some stuff here. What specific questions do you have? Okay, so why are you interested in the biology chemistry department at Springfield College? What do you want to do with a major in our department?
I'm gonna major in sports biology,
Mhm.
and it's really because I first wanted to major in biology, but then I wanted to focus more on like the human body and not really on plants.
Okay, so what do you want to do with this, Lucy? Do you want to continue on to PA school, med school?
I was looking at like continuing into med school, but I don't really know yet. So
Hmm. Yeah, so yes, a sports biology major would be great for medical school. Obviously, it's very competitive, so you'd have to do very well. Now, one nice thing is we do have affiliation agreements with certain medical schools, and basically that means um, you're guaranteed at least an interview, right? If you perform at a certain level, if you get a certain score on your MCAT, if you have a certain GPA, you're guaranteed at least an interview, if not a seat in their medical school class. Okay, so that's basically what affiliation agreements mean. So we have some of those. Um, yeah, and we're in the process of hiring a pre-medical advisor, or someone that will coordinate all of this. Um, so that's coming. So maybe I should tell you that the department right now is going through a turnover period. We have, let's see, one, two, three. We have a bunch of positions. We have three people are retiring, and a couple more positions that we're trying to fill. So basically, we're getting a lot of new blood into the department. And for you, that's good because new faculty are very eager to do well because they have to do well to get tenure. So they're going to dedicate a lot of effort towards teaching because we are primarily a teaching school. So their teaching record is going to be under scrutiny for them to get tenure. So they're going to do a good job teaching. They also have to do some type of academic pursuit, like some research in the field. So if you want to do research with a professor, or you have more opportunities to do so. Um, so it's good that we're getting new faculty in, new blood, more updated, more current with the science, and that generally is a good thing for students. Um, so while we're at it, let me just share my screen and get back to this. And where is it now? Oh, there it is. Okay, I think that was Lucy I was talking to. Yes, I was answering. I think so. Okay, so this is a sports biology major. So this is our sequencing guide, right? So it's basically the layout of your 4 years at Springfield College as a sports biology major. Okay, can you guys all see my screen? Can you see the sports biology major?
yeah, I can see it.
Okay, great. Right, so you can see here, you're gonna need 120 credits to graduate, right? And you need a GPA of 2 or better to graduate, and 45 credits you have to take at Springfield College for it to be a Springfield College degree. Okay, but anyways, there's a bunch of things that you need to take here. This is general education, right? We are a liberal arts college. We are not a vocational school. Okay, vocational school is like like culinary school. You go there, you learn to cook, and that's it, right? Whereas a liberal arts school, yes, you got a major, but as well as a major, you have to take general education classes. Um, this coming year, we're changing the general education program a little bit to what's called the core curriculum. So the core curriculum is basically general education, but it has a directed theme. So it's more interesting that way. But anyway, um, so you can see you're going to have to take classes in wellness, computers, literary studies, performing arts, and all these fields so that you become a well-rounded person, right? So not only can you talk science, but you can talk literature or history with any other educated person, right? So that's the difference between the art school versus a vocational school, and that's why we require you to take other courses besides your major. Okay, so that's the general education requirement. For the sports bio major, you can see here in the fall and spring of your freshman year, this is the first year schedule, right? You can see you're taking bioscience, that's an introductory biology class with the lab, and it's a 2 semester course. So you'll be taking it both in the fall and the spring. So this is just an introduction to biology, to variety of ideas, right? Evolution, molecular biology, cell biology, all of that. Okay, so that's a general introductory biology course. This is general chemistry with the lab, again, 2 semester course. And then you're going to have to take English as a requirement unless you have some AP or CLEP credits. And obviously, if you have AP or CLEP credits, right, you submit that to us and we'll determine what it's worth. And if it's equivalent to one of these classes, then that's waived because you've already taken it. Okay. Um, yeah, I think AP classes, I think you have to get a 4 or 5. I forget what a 3 exactly does. I have to check with the registrar what we take. Okay, but if you have AP and CLEP credits, it might count, and you might not have to take one of these classes. Okay, it depends on how you performed. So that's the freshman schedule. Typically, okay, so you need 120 credits, right? A total of 120 credits to get a baccalaureate degree. Oh, I'm sorry, to get a bachelor's degree, right? So 120 credits, that's 30 credits per year, right? 120 divided by 4 is 30. So about 15 credits per semester. So that's the average load of a full-time student is 15 credits per semester. Okay, so this sequence here for the freshman year, for example, biology lecture is 3 credits, the lab is 1, so that's 4. Chemistry is the same, so that's 8. And then English is 3, so that's 11. So you need another class, and you can see here, you can take a math, you can take general education. So there's some flexibility in what else you should take to fulfill your 15 credits. Okay. So that's your average schedule for your freshman year. It's the same thing for the fall. I mean, same thing for the spring as it is in the fall. Okay. Um, let's see. If you're an athlete, if you're an athlete whose sport is in the fall, then your advisor may say, maybe you should take a lighter load in the fall so that you can have time to practice, and you'll take a heavier load in the spring when you're not in season, right? So that's another consideration if you're an athlete. That's how busy you'll be with practice and your sport. Okay, but in the end, you want to balance it so that you get 30 credits per year, right? Or average 15 credits per semester. Okay, so that's the freshman year. This is sophomore year. This is sports biology. So for sports biology, you have to take human A&T, um, both again in the fall and the spring, and then organic chemistry in the fall and spring. Okay, and then again, there's 2 math requirements. You have to take 2 math courses in the biology or sports biology major, and those math classes have to be pre-calculus, Calc 1, Calc 2, or probability and stats. Those are the 4 math classes that will count towards the biology, sports biology major. Okay, so yeah, so you can take those math at any time that you're ready. And before you take a math class, when you enter Springfield College or you apply, um, there will be a math assessment test, right? Just so we can see where you're at and place you in a correct math class. Okay. Um, yeah. So that's basically the idea. So these are the courses I was talking about. I think. Yeah, math classes. Okay. And then your third and fourth year are more flexible. Okay, so you can see your third year, you have to take the full year of physics, but then the rest of your schedule, so that's 4 credits out of about 15. The rest of your schedule is flexible because in the major, you have to take these classes, right? So instead of ecology and plant biology, you take physiology of exercise and kinesiology, and these are taught out of the applied exercise science department, right? So that's why we call this sports biology because these courses are out of the um, um, athletic field, the athletic training exercise science field. Okay, so that's why we sort of merge some of these classes in with our major, and that's why we call it sports biology. Okay, so these are the courses you have to take from those departments. Um, and obviously, it's human performance. That's basically what it is, right? Physiology, exercise, kinesiology, biomechanics, it's all human performance. And then you can take 4 of these selectives. So you select 4 out of this field, right? So all these courses are in this field, and you take that any of them, any 4 of them, to complete your major requirement. Okay, and as a requirement in your senior year, you have to take seminar in biology. This is basically a capstone course. So the capstone course is a course that we offer where our majors come in and they apply everything they've learned in the last 4 years in this particular class. Usually the instructor has a set of biologically relevant questions, and you have to tackle them and explain your reasoning using all the knowledge you have accumulated. It's just a way for us to see what did you learn for the last 4 years. How are you going to apply it? Right, that's basically the requirement in your senior year is just this class. Right, so that's why it says fourth year schedule is just a seminar, right? And then of course you're fulfilling any other requirements that you have not yet fulfilled. Okay. So the sequencing guide is a very good guide for you to go by, so you know what classes you should take. The other thing we have at Springfield College is a degree audit. So the registrar maintains the degree audit. So when you go into your PrideNet page, you have access once you're a student, right? When you go into your own page, there'll be a specific degree audit set up for you. All the courses that you should have taken in the general education field, in your major, et cetera, et cetera. And it will show the courses that you've taken as a green check, right? And the courses that you are currently taking, that will say IP, which means in progress. That means you're taking it right now. And then the courses that you have yet to take. And those, I think, are like red X's. Okay, so then that keeps track of what courses that you have to finish in order to get your degree. So it's a very good way to keep track of the courses that you've taken and need to take in order to graduate on time. Okay. So that's basically the idea for sports biology. Anybody interested in environmental science? Crickets. Okay, that's fine. Environmental science is actually one of our newer majors. We've always had biology and sports biology. Environmental science we started a couple, I want to say like 5 years ago, because obviously there's a lot of concern with the environment now, and more people are interested in climate change and the science behind that, and what do we need to do to correct that. So that's why we offer this particular major. And obviously, it's becoming more and more of a concern for any company, for any business that has, that might put out pollutants, right? They have to follow federal guidelines, et cetera, et cetera. They would need consultants, and those are environmental scientists. So, anyway, so that's the gist of the major. Let me see. This is the proper flash drive I have here. I was busy doing something else, and all of a sudden I realized, like, oh my God, it's 3 o'clock. So I was a little late. But nope, it's not on this particular flash drive. Any questions?
What are the minors for sciences at Springfield?
The minors?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's say you come to the college and you are a biology minor, but you want to get you're a biology major, but you want to get a minor in chemistry, right? So basically, in order to get a minor in pretty much any field, you have to complete 15 credits of 200 level or above courses to get a minor. Okay, so chemistry is a popular minor in our major because our students have already taken a lot of chemistry, right? So already you fulfilled 8 credits here, right? So organic chem, both years will give you 8 credits already. Okay, so you're already 8 credits towards the minor, and you need 15 of 200 level or above. So Gen Chem won't count because Gen Chem's a 100 level course, but organic will because it's a 200 level course, right? So you've already got 8 out of the 15. You need 7 more credits to be a chemistry minor. So you basically have to take 2 more classes, one of them with a lab, because lab courses are 4 credits, and lectures 3, labs 1. So you basically have to take another lecture with a lab, and another lecture, and that will be 7 more credits, and now you have a chemistry minor. So that's how the minors work at the college, and most colleges are this way. Okay, so like I said, chemistry is obviously a popular minor for our students because they've already taken 8 credits towards that minor, right? But yeah, and some other majors may elect for a biology minor just because they've taken human A&P, for example, right? They're in the OT program. They go, well, I'll take a couple more biology classes and get a bio minor because I already took human A&P. I already got 8 credits in this particular department. So I only need 7 more. So there's a couple more classes. I have a bio minor. So it works that way too if you're in OT or PT or PA. Okay, that answer your question about minors?
Yes, thank you.
Sure. Okay. Let's see. What other questions might you have that I have encountered before? Talk about the majors, talk about the minors, talk about affiliation agreements with med schools, what you use the majors for, AP CLEP credits. Not sure what else you might have questions on.
I have a question.
Sure. What's up?
What kinds of jobs have recent graduates with an environmental science major gotten?
Okay. Right. So we're I don't know when you joined us, but I said the environmental science program is pretty recent, like within the first, I think it's about 5 years now that we've offered it. But so we haven't had a lot of graduates in this major because since it's new, we don't have that many students, and we haven't had that many graduates yet. But most of them go into testing companies. I'm trying to find the proper. I thought I had that slideshow on this flash drive, but I might not. For example, we have some internship opportunities with a couple of environmental testing companies around here. There's one in East Longmeadow. There's one in Agawam. They basically do soil and water testing quality to see, if companies are in compliance with federal rules. So I know some of our students have done that. I'm not sure. I'm not the okay. So environmental science faculty are a little bit different from the basic biology faculty. So those questions are better for Dr. Compton, who's in charge of that program. But I know, yeah, some of our students have gone to those companies. What else is it? And you can be consultants for companies, right? To mitigate your pollutant generation, for example. Not sure what else they do. I'm a molecular biologist, so you can ask me anything about cloning, genetic engineering. I'll be very good at that. But environmental science, that's sort of out of my field, so I'm sort of struggling as to what exactly they do. Sorry, Chris. That's about the best I can do right now.
It's all right. Thank you.
Okay. I can pull up the environmental science sequencing guide if you want to see that. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go here. Then I want to go here. And then environmental science and the sequencing guide. Okay. So yes, we're doing a little bit of change, but it's very similar. So you can see for environmental science students that are interested in this major, they still have to take the introductory biology class, but they're taking some other stuff like foundation, sustainability, physical science, and environment, right? So like I said, these are a little bit, diverges a little bit from the biology and sports biology major, and it's still sort of new. So you do have to take general chemistry because it's a science, so you still have to take some science classes in here. Geology, GIS, geographic information systems, which I guess is a really powerful tool that you can use for a variety of different things. But for example, we can track animals and animal populations. You can also look at archaeology. It's applicable to a variety of different things.
Yeah, please. I also have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah, please. I read on the Paramedical Scholars Program that it's possible for you to pursue a double major. I want to know how it works and what does it entail?
Yeah, you can always pursue a double major. I was talking about, for example, students that want to teach K through 12, right? So those students have to fulfill all the requirements of a biology major, but they also have to fulfill basically all the requirements of the education department, because the education department focuses in on how to teach, right? Whereas the biology major focuses in on all the biological concepts you need to know. Okay, so then you're basically fulfilling the requirements of two departments. So that's basically how a double major works.
Yeah, also I have another question.
Yeah.
Yeah, please. are there exchange programs in the biology major?
What do
And
you
how
mean?
often is
What do you mean by exchange programs?
traveling to other countries to
Yeah,
pursue a
we have a study abroad program, but it's not an exchange program per se. It's not like we have an agreement with a school and like your biology classes are equivalent to ours. We don't have that type of an agreement between colleges like that, right? There is a study abroad program, so when you want to go, and we do have students that go to Ireland, Australia, to Spain, a variety of countries, and you'd coordinate this with the International Multicultural Affairs department. But when you go abroad, most of the time, whatever institution you go to, you have to look at their course offerings, right? And then you would try to match the courses that they offer to the ones that are required by Springfield College. For example, if a student goes to, let's say, Ireland, right, and they go to a school there, right, and they're in their sophomore year, okay, so the students are going in their sophomore year, so normally they would be taking organic chemistry here, right? So then that student will have to look in Ireland at the city that they're going to, at the school that they're going to, right, and see what is offered there. And then they send the course descriptions to me, and I say, okay, well, this particular class that's offered at the institution is very similar to our organic chemistry class, so you can take that course, and we'll transfer it in as organic chemistry, right? So that's basically what you'd have to do is just match courses as best as you can, right, for the major. And that's usually not as easy to do as general education, because general education is a little more um, relaxed. It's not as stringent, right? So that's usually easier for general education classes. But yes, you can obviously, take courses with um, some of these schools, and we do have some. We do have some. I wouldn't say exchange, but the agreement between schools because we've done this already, so we know what courses they offer that is close to ours, right? So again, you'd have to coordinate that through the international um, um, program. Does
Okay.
that make sense?
Yeah. Okay. Another question I would like to ask is that what does the MCAT standardized test entail, and what happens next after you've taken the test?
Um,
And
I'm not quite sure what you mean. So what happens after you take the MCATs?
yes, please.
Right. So all right. So if you want to go to medical school, right? So you'd have to take the MCATs at some point, usually junior, senior year, right?
Yeah.
Usually you take it around your junior year so you can start applying to med school. But that, we like I said, we're trying to set up a pre-professional person. We're trying to assign a person to be the the person in charge of pre-professional programs, and um, but that person would, okay, in the past what happened is we had a committee, right, that guided the pre-professional students. Okay, so when students are go that want to go into med school, he or she would apply to the committee and say, I want to go to med school, please send a letter to these schools. And then the committee would solicit input from your instructors, and we put together a composite letter, right, from all the professors. Instead of getting a letter from each professor, you get a composite letter from the committee, and then we would send that to the medical schools that you're applying to. And the committee would recommend what you should do to prepare for the MCATs, and when you should take the MCATs, and how many times you should take the MCATs, and what score you need, right? So those are things that the pre-professional committee used to do. Now we're trying to get somebody in charge of that, just one person to be in charge of that. So that particular role is a little bit in flux, but right now the same steps are still taken. It's just we don't have a person in charge just yet. Okay, but that's coming, and so that's basically what we do in terms of the MCATs. You know, like I said, you usually take it in your junior year so that you have opportunities to retake it and bolster your score, and also you have time to apply to med school. So that's basically how that's done. Does that answer your question? I'm not sure what else you're asking.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. What other questions do you guys have? Anything at all? How's life at the college? It's good. I like all my students. They're they're very dedicated. I teach mainly upper level biology classes and medical genetics to the PA students. So usually by the time I see these students, they're pretty far along in their program, so they're very dedicated. So, and genetics obviously is a difficult topic just because everything is by inference, right? You can't pick up DNA. Well, you can, but you know, the amount of DNA that's in a teeny little test tube, well, we don't use a test tube. We use a microcentrifuge tube, which is teeny. It holds like half a mil, right? And then in it is enough DNA to, I don't know, maybe infect the whole city of Springfield, but you can't see it because it's so small. That's what I mean by everything is by inference. You can't pick it up and see it, right? Like in A&P, in anatomy and physiology, like sure you do a section, you can pull, you can hold up a liver. This is the liver, right? So it's a lot more tactile. It's a lot easier to grasp the concepts because you can see it, right? Whereas DNA, you can't really see it. So it's it's just a lot more difficult that way because everything is by inference. So I think that's one of the more difficult aspects of genetics. But anyways, the students that I see are very dedicated. They're good students. I usually don't have much issues with them. The school is becoming more diverse, so that's good. Since I've been here, there's been more and more African American and Hispanic students and Asian students. That's good. Actually, we've always had a decent population of Asian students because of the tie with the YMCA. So Springfield College, when it was first developed, it had a very strong tie with the YMCA, right? So basically, um, the physical education program in China were developed by people who attended Springfield College. So we have a very strong tie-in with China because of that, because of our history. But anyways, yeah. So it's become more diverse. Um, Good kids, really no issues that I can think of, really. Um, do we have problems? Yeah, with any schools, you're gonna have students who drink too much, who break the rules, but overall, it's not bad. It's a very good school. The food is good. We generally have a very good food service. The last vendor was Aramark, and they well at the cafeteria is pretty much we don't want to say all you can eat. We say all you care to eat because there's no limits on how much you eat. But the food's very good. Um, Obviously, we're very tied into athletics, right? Because physical education is a huge part of Springfield College. Right? Springfield College started as mostly physical education and the YMCA. That's the big tie. So that's how we started. So yes, we have a very strong push towards physical education, lots of sports, but we're not a Division One school, so there's no scholarships, there's nothing like that. but students do come here to play their sport and study. So, and we know that. So, if a student is going to miss an exam because he or she has to go to a meet, that's okay. That's a valid excuse. So, what else? I'm not sure. What any other questions you guys have? Anything else you want to know about the department, about the college? Nothing. Okay. So you may have questions later. So if you'd like, you can always contact me. My email address is probably the easiest way to contact me. And it's, I don't know if you guys have a pen to write down or something, but it's HKIN as in Nancy, AL, so HKINAL at springfield.edu. That's it. So it's really easy. HKINAL at springfield.edu. That's how you can contact me. All right. So feel free to contact me with any questions you have, and I'll be glad to answer them. Okay. Anything else? Okay. Well, thank you for coming and your interest in the college. And obviously, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Oh, I found a chat. So actually, I can type in my email right here, just in case. I forgot this thing was here. I can type now. H2 at Springfield EU. Yep. Okay. So that's my email address. Okay. So just feel free to write me. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Sasha, I think that does it. Unless there's anything else you'd like me to do.
No, all set. Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone. Thank you.
Bye.